Take me out to California.
Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. On this channel I will largely talk about self-development, positive mindset, all things brain and mindset type stuff. I am also a mum of two girls, Brooke and Texas, so sometimes I will share things about our family life and do vlogs and things like that. I may well talk a bit about grief after the loss of my husband Ross in 2017. And that is the channel. And if you like what I talk about, then subscribe and click the bell. This bell that I'm doing is getting weirder every week. The bell. Click the bell, that gives you notifications to say that I'm going to put a video out. I'm going to be putting videos out Wednesday nights and Sunday nights, largely around 7 p.m. That's the sort of general marker I'm doing at the minute. If I can keep that up, I mean, that would be astounding because I have been ad hoc when it comes to my videos. Anyway, on this video, I would like to talk about speaking up. Speaking up. And the reason I want to talk about this is because I see so many amazing people, so many of you that follow this channel, that follow me on social media, that talk to me quietly, whisper to me and tell me your story, who have an amazing message that you need to put out to the world. Not necessarily on social media, but you have a story and an important message and a voice and an opinion that matters. And yet what happens is I see so many people hiding themselves and not speaking their truth. And it concerns me, okay? It concerns me because it makes me feel sad that you aren't doing that. And I know that there's somebody, it might be you that's listening to this now, you're watching this and you are holding back parts of who you are. Yesterday, I did an interview for a podcast with a lady called Emma Stroud, who also happens to be a clown. I mean, how amazing is that? My day yesterday I got my hair done and I spoke to a clown. I mean, what a day. What a day to be alive. And Emma and I talked a lot about masks. So obviously as a clown, you wear a mask. But Emma shared with me that during times in her life, she had worn a mask. So Emma, I assume identifies as a lesbian. I don't know if that's the exact term she identifies. Anyway, she used to kiss boys and now she doesn't. So for many years, she wore a mask and she was pretending to be something that she wasn't. But whether it's sexuality or whether it's, you know, your feelings on anything, you could well be doing the same thing. And I think many of us, and I shared with Emma as well yesterday, that I feel that there have been many masks that I have worn, and many of those masks have been stripped away. When my husband died, I think there was a ripping down of many barriers because there was such a vulnerability that there had to be that. And in the past, my masks have been that I would be fiercely independent, not ask for help, that it was almost a fuck off to the world, that I can do this on my own, and that everything, including hair and makeup, became a mask. Now I enjoy doing my hair, doing my makeup and all that kind of stuff, but it comes from a different place than it used to. It used to come from a place of really truly masking. I'm not saying it doesn't ever come from that now, because sometimes I need to put my face on and my hair to feel stronger if it's not a great day, and I'm all right with that. But there's a difference between hiding who you are and hiding your voice and your message and putting a bit of slap on your face. And I know that there are many of you out there that are hiding huge chunks of your personality because you think that you can't be the person that you are, that if you show that you will lose people, that people won't like you, that people will judge. And it's so hard because whatever you believe in an afterlife, whether you do or you don't, on this planet and this time, you have this time, you have zero amount of time to be the person that you want to be. So if you are hiding who you are, you will get to your deathbed and you will die having hidden who you are. That makes me feel sad, and it's unnecessary. Because when you show who you are, when you speak up and you show up and you lean into whoever you are, The right people will come, and you may lose people along the way. That's a fact. There might be a version of you that just doesn't suit with the people around you anymore. So that happens all the time. When people work on their self-development, I see this with clients, I see this with people that come to my workshops, I see this with friends. When people start to develop themselves, it's almost like they shed some of the people out of their lives, the people that were holding them back. And that's sad. Of course it is. But you can't control it. And if you want to be your best self and you want to feel good and you want to speak your truth, then that's not going to be for everybody. But do you know what? It's kind of a balance, because if you don't speak up and you don't share who you are to the world, internally you will just be going through so much pain and sadness. So what's the, you know, you may feel an initial pain of somebody walking away, but is that really a loss? Is that a loss? If that person doesn't love you truly for who you are right now in your life, then that's not the kind of person you want around you. And actually the truth is that the more often than not, when you speak your truth, when you're honest, when you're open about who you are, actually people just find it refreshing, and people are okay with it and supportive and loving. And the worries that you have in your head about sharing who you are probably unfounded. A lot of them. Not all of them, of course. There will be sometimes you will know something about yourself, and it may well be a sexuality thing, because I think that's always a huge big deal. I mean, I haven't had to go through that, so I don't know that, and I don't speak on behalf of anybody who has, but I know that that must be huge. I know that that must be huge to be able to admit that you are different to how people around you imagined. And there may be times when family members won't get that, and that's really sad. And I do hope that as we grow as people and as we develop as human beings, that will become less and less. And I definitely think there has been a shift in that, so that's positive. And I think these days most parents, I say most, maybe I'm exaggerating the most, but I think most parents now would be understanding of that and not really care, and just think, I hope my child is happy. So if you are in that situation, I think it's always best to whenever you're ready, to just put it out there and be yourself, because you'll feel better. In the long run, you'll attract your people, whatever the thing is that you feel that maybe you're hiding. And I'm not just talking about stuff like that, but anything, you know, your voice, your opinion. At work, are you speaking up at work? Are you saying, actually, I've got this idea, I have this thing within me, I have this thing I want to talk about? Many of you aren't. And this is something I feel so strongly about, that next year my focus is going to be on confidence and self-belief, so that you guys can feel strong enough to speak your truth. I was brought up in a family, I'm very lucky, I was brought up in a family where you could debate and speak, and I come from a family that stand up and make themselves known, quite a politically motivated family, in that we would go out and marches as kids. If something wasn't right, you know, my parents would take me and my sister out, and we would say, no, that's wrong. We would actually, boots on the ground, stand up and be, you know, say this is wrong, and stand up for people. And that I was very lucky in that way. My family are a family of you know, union men and people who, you know, always spoke their truth. In fact, I say this book, they're very annoyingly talkative, to be honest. We're all very annoyingly talkative and opinionated, and that will create huge debate at family gatherings in the nicest way, although largely we're on the same team, so that's all right. But if you know, my dad is the most vocally opinionated bloke in the world. On social media, we have to rein him in, but he's always spoke his truth, and there's just something, I find it refreshing. I would rather that somebody judged me on my truth than on a fake lie. My stomach is just grumbled. Hello? Is that loud enough for you to hear? I may have been. I would rather somebody judge me on what my real life truth than some fakery that I'm putting out there. If you don't like the things that I'm talking about, it's fine. Turn away, turn off, that's okay. I'm fine with that. In fact, a friend of mine was saying how she's actively trying to repel people off her social media in the nicest way, so that she can find the right people for her. So it's the same with me. If you follow my stuff and the way that I put things across is annoying, and it's fine, that's okay, because this is actually who I am. So if you don't like that, that's okay. You don't have to like me, and I don't have to like you, and that's fine. And we don't have to sit in the same space. You can just go, this ain't for me, switch off. Or if you do like what I do, then you go, yeah, wicked, and we can chat about stuff and whatever and be friends. And that's why it's important to speak your truth. And it doesn't matter if people don't like it. It doesn't matter. You know, I'm not saying go out and be deliberately offensive. Of course you don't try and hurt somebody's feelings. But sometimes your opinions will, no matter what you say, your opinion will make somebody uncomfortable. Let's say, for example, the religious thing, right? If I say I don't believe in God and I think it's nonsense, some of you just got offended. But you know what? You won't die of being offended. It's okay. And it's okay. You can actually even like me and totally disagree with me, and I will still like you. If you go, Holly, you're gonna go to hell, and there is a God, and you need to start praying, babe, or you going to eternal damnation, I will say, okay, Flower, that's fine. I don't believe in that. Thank you for your care. Thank you for your concern. You go to heaven, babe. You go to heaven. And I will be fine with that as well. And I am very British, so I take the piss out of everything. So that's fine. I will take the piss out of that as well. And that might be offensive to some people, but it doesn't matter. No one's dying of being offended, and I'm not deliberately trying to offend you. That's just my real life, actual opinion. And that's okay, and it's fine to disagree with me. And I don't judge your disagreement. If you believe in God and heaven and whatever other God you want to believe in, that's fine as well. But I can still disagree, and we can still sit in the same space, and it's okay. But at least we can be honest. If I sat quietly and just went, yeah, God, heaven, and just swallowed down my opinions, I'm gonna feel internal fury and irritation. So just speak your truth. Speak it and be passionate. The things that you love and that you're passionate about, stand up and talk about them. If you love social media, talk about it on social media. If you don't, talk about it with people in the street and friends and at work, and join organizations, join a charity, and put your passions and your feelings into doing some good in the world. That's the thing. You are an amazing person, and you have a voice in your head, and you have opinions and feelings and things that you feel passionate about. Get out there and do something about it. You know, my daughter Brooke, she had a video that went viral about homelessness. If you want to Google that, I think it says Brooke, just type in Brooke Blair, it'll be on my channel. Shouts at Theresa May, and she was shouting at the Prime Minister here in the UK at the time, and it was her opinion, and she felt strongly about it. And she actually told me she wants to do another one with her sister, so I might let them do that, we'll see. But let them speak, let your children speak, let your family members speak, let them speak their truth. And even if it offends you, at least you know their truth. At least you can be offended by something that's real. At least you can go, okay, I vehemently disagree with you, but you have to speak up. You are here this much time, my friends. Be honest, be real, peel back all of the layers and just be you, unashamedly, unapologetically, and just see what happens. Because actually it's more relaxing, because you can just be. You don't have to make something up. You don't have to feel like you've got to mask yourself, protect yourself in some weird fakery. You don't need to do that. It's 2019. You can just be whoever you want to be, and all is good in the world. I'm sending you loads of love.
Take me out to California. Take me out to California. I feel the day.